Hi, here we are going to see how to create a simple web application using Spring Boot. To create a Spring Boot project, the easiest approach is to create a project using Spring Initializer. Search Spring Initializer in Google and you can see start.spring.io and open that website. Here we can create a Spring Boot project structure. That means we can choose what project management tool you want to use, whether you want to use Maven or Gradle. These are the two widely used project management or build and dependency management tool. To develop a Spring application, we can use languages like Java, Kotlin, Groovy. Okay. So here I have selected Maven as my project tool and languages Java, and here I'm choosing 2.26 version of Spring Boot. Here I'm providing com.coders world. Here I'm providing something like test app. Okay, we can provide any name, like I'm providing it as first app. Okay, and here we want to choose, here you can choose whether it is a jar file or war file and what version of Java you want to use. Okay, I'm going with jar. Okay, and Java version is 8. And here is the other important thing, the dependencies. What are the dependencies you want to have in this particular project? So if it is a web application, simply provide web Spring Web. Okay, using which we can build RESTful application using Spring MVC. Uses Apache Tomcat as a default embedded container. Okay, it contains a Tomcat server as well. If you want to connect to MySQL, we can provide MySQL driver. If you want MongoDB connectivity, so we can choose Spring Data MongoDB. Okay, so here we can choose what all the dependencies we want to have in our project. We can also modify the dependencies later in the project build file. Here I'm just selecting the web only. Okay, and click generate. Here I have downloaded this particular file. Now it has got extracted, and here we can see it has created this particular folder. Contains a pom.xml file and src folder. Okay, so next we are going to open this particular folder in a whatever the IDE of your choice. Here I'm going to open IntelliJ. Open. The location is in download. This is the test app, that is the app we downloaded from spring.io, and open this particular folder. It is downloading the dependencies. If you're doing it for the first time, it may take a lot of time to download all the dependencies for your project. Spring Boot need a lot of jar file to execute a project. Okay, it contains a Tomcat server, web server as well. Okay, so it has to download all these things from Maven repository to our local machine. So if you're doing the project for the first time, it will take a lot of time to download all these external libraries. Okay, once Maven download is complete, open the src folder. Inside the main folder, we can see a main program. Here I am going to create a web application. For that we need to write a Spring controller program. Create a new Java class. Provide some name. I am providing my controller. In Spring we need to annotate this particular class with @controller. Consider that if user makes a request /test, I need to execute some program in the controller. Okay, to do that, what we need to do is that we have to write a function. I am creating a function public. This particular function returning a string. Provide some name for the function. Inside this particular function, I am returning something like a hello world. To map a particular function to a particular URL, we need to use an annotation called request mapping and method equal to and request method dot get. Okay, so if user makes a HTTP get request to this particular URL pattern, this particular function will be invoked in the server. Okay, now run this particular program. To run this particular program, this is the main program. Right click here and run. This will run our application inside a Tomcat server. So now Tomcat server is running at port 8080. Okay, so Spring Boot has a embedded Tomcat server that get executed. Okay, and that Tomcat server is listening at port number 8080. Now we can go and test the application. For that we have to use localhost 8080 is the port number, and what is the URL pattern we provided? We have provided, this is the URL pattern, that is test, right, /test. So we got this particular error, right? We didn't get this particular response, correct? The thing is that if you want to return this particular text as a response, we can use an annotation called at response body. Okay, now save it, stop and run the server again. Now if you refresh this particular URL, we got hello world, right? We got our hello world content. Okay, I hope you got some idea about how to create a simple Spring Boot application. Thanks for watching this.